Hi, my name is Cherie Zamazing and I'm author and illustrator of a book called Peter's Pebbles. There you go. I hope you enjoyed the story and I hope you're feeling inspired to paint your own pebble now. Now, before we get started, I've got some tips and ideas on what to do when you start to paint your pebble. So, basically first, have a look at the pebble and see if it looks like anything already. Now, if you remember, in the story, Peter finds a pebble on the beach. Now, I'm sure you all guessed what pebble that could turn into. So it looks a bit like a diplodocus to me, so a dinosaur. Now, not all pebbles are going to look as interesting as this one, so you've got to be a bit more imaginative. So I've got some ideas to show you of pebbles we've done in the past. Now, some pebbles, they're a bit more circular, or they're a bit flat or round. So here's some pebbles that I've done before to show you, give you some ideas. Okay, first up we have a cat pebble. Now, if you are thinking about painting a cat, you might look at this pebble on this side and think, well, this doesn't look like it could be a cat because it's just a round pebble. But if you think about the way a cat lays when it goes to sleep, sometimes they curl up into a ball like this. So what I did, I used this shape and I drew on the cat's head and its little legs and the way it curls up, and then I painted in all the details afterwards. So you can draw on pencil first and then paint in all the details afterwards. Or you could do a pebble like this one. Some pebbles are more arched on the top and then flat on the bottom. So I looked at this shape and I thought, what could be this shape in the wildlife? So I thought rabbit. They're kind of like an arched back. So I drew the little face on the front, ears on top, and a little fluffy tail at the back. So there's the rabbit pebble. Okay. Now somebody that we painted pebbles with before, they did a tiger. So you could do all the little stripes on the back like this. Got some googly eyes on the front too. But you could also make that into a bumblebee too. So you might want to do a bee with all the stripes. That would be a nice idea too. Now you don't have to do something that's an animal already. You could be a bit more creative and come up with your own creature. So you might want to do a monster. So somebody has painted this before with some googly eyes. And this is a monster pebble. So you might want to do your own monster pebble. You can also do some pebbles like these. These are really creative ones. Oh, put the camera there. So we've got the eyes and the lips. So you can do all sorts of funny faces on these pebbles. There's another one here, which is quite pretty. There you go. And these ones have been drawn with felt tip, I think, and then painted in with some paint. Now, if you don't want to do one that's a cat that's in a ball sleeping, there's also a fox here. So just the same way I did the cat, you wouldn't look at this and think, oh, that could be a fox, would you? Because it just looks, well, like a blank pebble. But if you think about the way a fox would sleep, you could even do this with a dog as well. So if you like dogs, maybe you could do a dog one and do them all curled up in a ball like this, which makes a nice idea for a pebble. So there you go. So you don't have to have an interesting shaped pebble. They could be quite simple pebbles, and you can still do something really creative and nice on your pebble. Now we move these out the way. Now, one of the easiest and I think most effective ways to paint a pebble, I think, would be to paint a ladybird. Now, you would know these as ladybugs, but in England, which is where I'm from, we call them ladybirds, which is a bit silly because they're not birds at all. They're actually bugs, but they're quite nice to paint on a pebble. So I have a blank pebble here. So I'll put everything down so you can see again. So firstly, I want to paint this pebble. I want to paint it a nice red colour. So we get some red paint over here. So when you paint your ladybug or ladybird, you want to paint on the light colour first. So here we have the red. We want to make sure it's a nice bright red. you don't want to put any dark colours on first. So the ladybird's going to be red and black, but you don't want any dark colours to go on the red just yet, because it will be very difficult to paint around, and you can't really paint the light colour over the dark colour. So we always paint light colours first, nice bright colours first, before putting black on, because it can get very dirty and messy looking if you paint the other way around. Okay, I'm getting this all over my fingers now. So now ideally you'd want to have this sit out to dry for a while before you put the black on, but because we don't have a lot of time, we're making a video here, it might be, just this once, it might be easier just to paint on the black if I'm very careful, but it would be a lot easier if you want to, if you paint your red pebble first, let it dry for a bit, and then you can put on the black. So a ladybird or ladybug is red all over, and it has a black head. So we're going to paint on the black now. So on one end of the pebble, you want to paint black. So nice shape like this. Okay. Nice black head there. How's that looking? Starting to look like a ladybird yet? Not quite yet, is it? The ladybugs have nice black spots, don't they? So that's going to be one of the next things we do. Okay, maybe a bit more black head there. Let's do a bit more. Okay. Now ladybirds have a black line down the centre, like that. That's where both of their wings are. So you've got wings on either side, underneath their shell. And then we can start doing the spots. You can do as many spots as you like. You might want to do a really, really spotty one, or just a few spots. I'll do 3, I think, on one side and 3 on the other. Let's see. Well, maybe we do 4. I can do with a few more spots, I think. You can do let's go crazy. Let's do lots of spots. It's more fun. You can do as many spots as you like. So once I've done that, have a nice painted pebble there. Bit messy, but then it's nice to put on, this is the fun part, some googly eyes. Now you might want some help with putting on the googly eyes, because they often need a bit of glue. Get some PVA glue here. I'll squirt this onto the tray. Okay, now this is very messy, so like I said, you might want to get some help with this. I'm going to use the end of a paintbrush just to dab on some glue. Okay, now I'm going to try and stick the eye on there. Oh, there we go. It's one eye on. And here's another. Some glue on the back. And here we go. Stick the eye on there. There we go. And also it's probably best to wait for your pebble to dry before doing that, so you don't get any black all over the googly eyes. But there you go. There you have it. A nice painted ladybird or ladybug pebble. So I look forward to seeing what you create. So yeah, take some pictures, and I'd like to see them when they're done. Hope you have fun. Bye!